Quiet, please. Anytime.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to South Florida.
Thank you.
I feel like I can relax.
Kick back.
So I saw the movie last night. Awesome.
Thank you.
It's a softer hand for you. I
Yeah.
think in terms of the story, yeah. Is that what would you attribute that to?
I think with the barbershop, you gotta gotta ebb and a flow, to it. It's like it could be a movie that's just really talking about celebrities and having fun,
Right.
but we wanted to make sure we had a real message in there too, that
A lot.
was dealing with what's really going on in Chicago right now and going on in neighborhoods all across America. So I think we had a good balance of fun, but also serious.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, in that you dealt with the topic with a softer hand than I think that a lot of people would expect you to deal with the violence in Chicago. And it was so real for a second. I was like, is he really from Chicago? No, he's from LA.
Yeah, I think, with my character, Calvin, he's definitely a lot more responsible and he understands his role a little bit in the neighborhood, even though, he kind of lost it for a minute and was trying to leave. But I think he's really understanding and accepting his role as a guy that people look up to in the neighborhood. So, he dealt with it in his way.
Do you think that he's sort of like a muse for the average man in the neighborhood?
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's what I tried to portray. A guy who was, a pillar in the neighborhood. I think guys that own shops like this
That state.
are pillars of the neighborhood and they are respected. Whether a guy walks in the door and says, "Hey man, I respect you," that might not happen, but just know if you're an owner of a business in a neighborhood that sticks there, that you are respected by the neighborhood.
Well, and I think that plays, well into your career as well because you have stayed true to your audience. Doing this tour is very conscious.
Yes.
The way that you're doing. What do you hope to achieve by, the way that you're doing and going into colleges, and barber schools? I mean, there's so much history in the way that you're doing this tour too.
Well, I just want to stay in the hearts and minds of people. I don't want to forget.
You ain't got to worry about
I think I got to make a conscious effort, to do a movie like Barbershop. At this point in my career, people be like, "Yo, keep looking forward. Keep, doing those movies that are more, clearly crossover." And it's like, no, when you're an actor out here and you're a producer, it's your job to do good movies wherever they come. And Barbershop is a great franchise. It's a great movie, and I'll never leave it. I'll always be here.
Franchise as well.
Thank you.
So where does that come from? How did you get that gift of storytelling?
Well,
That we always want to know what those characters are doing after that person.
I just think, we start off with great characters. We start off with, the first movie has to be great for you to even think about doing a sequel. So I just think we get off to a great start and we get off on the right foot. And, with these sequels, the goal is to make a standalone movie.
Right.
Whether you've seen one or two, you should be able to jump right into three and not miss a beat, lose a beat, or have to figure it out. So I think that's the key, to make these movies stand alone. Well, so they become good movies on their own and they don't have to rely on the other ones.
So your music and your movies do the same thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So was that like a gift? Like the first time you hit the mic, did you realize you had a gift of just creating these kind of iconic moments?
It's a hope and a dream, when you're working on something that people dig it and people dig it enough to want more. But I think as an artist, you just got to kind of do what you feel is true to you, and hopefully it starts to catch on with people and it becomes, a snowball effect.
So of the young characters in the movie, which one is truest to you?
Oh man. Wow. I think all the youngsters in the movie. I know that's easy to say, but
Which one resonates most with you? From Tiger to your son and Common's son.
I think Common Son is more where I kind of was. You know what I mean? It's like, I could do it if I want to, but do I really want to? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I felt like I was my own man in the hood like that. I make the decisions. I wasn't never like a victim of peer pressure. Peer pressure never gets to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I felt that from the both of them. And Titus' character is very interesting as well. What do you think it was that, I don't want to give away too much of it, I'll run this part of the interview after opening weekend.
Okay.
But what do you think it was that made him leave your son there?
He saw that somebody cared for him. He saw that he had backup, and he's like, some dudes are cool dealing with the son. They don't want to deal with the daddy. They don't want to deal with the father. So I just think that he saw that it's going to be harder than it should be, and we need to go and handle our business and leave this dude out of it.
Yeah.
And
that your son's character being able to show up and stand up for himself and say, no, I'm just not, because Common's son didn't come back.
Yeah.
But your son came and was like, yo, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. And, he had enough, truth of himself, and he had enough of a base.
Yes.
That you all had given him.
There it is.
To be like,
There it is. That's the whole key, Your kids might find themselves in bad situations. And what's going to pull them through is that little voice in their head of you telling them days, weeks, years before about this situation and how it's going to go down. So I think parents just got to keep talking to their kids, because their kids do listen and their kids do make the right decisions, or do hear that voice when trouble starts, or when it's like, yo, which fork in the road should I take? So I think it's all a very real component that helps our movie kind of land with reality.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant, because it really shows you that if you plant the seeds, the harvest will be exactly what you want. So
that's what it's all about.
Thank you for that. And we had a good time, and the message was good. And it wasn't, hit you on the head. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you
very much. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Oh,
Watch it.